we need to talk. First, thank you everybody, seriously, for all the love and support and reach out. Incredible. And I just made one video. The questions, they mean a lot. Of course, the love and everything too, but the questions, they mean a lot. So many of you asked me about my traumatic brain injury and the effects it had on my memory and my speech. So today, I'll be going deeper into what happened after my accident and the effects and how I navigate through life now. But let me start with one thing first. I think it's the most important thing I will ever say. Brain injuries are invisible. People see me smile, people see me train, people see my perception management on Facebook and Instagram. They hear me talk, but they don't see the war going on inside my head. The daily battles I have to fight, the words that vanish, the memories that aren't mine, and my brain that sometimes feels like it's running on 1%. So, my injury, shortly explained. I have a left temporal brain injury about the size of a mandarin or clementine. It's about that size. I also have two small contusions on the right side and two contusions on the front. This means that my left brain area got hit the hardest, and my left temporal lobe, that's where the bomb exploded and went off. This is the area populated by a few things. My amygdala, that's my emotional alarm system, that got scrambled. My hippocampus, that's my memory, the library where all my words are stored, that's shot. And my physoform gyrus, that's my face recognition. I hope I pronounced it okay. And there's my language centers Broca's area for my speech and Wernicke's area for my comprehension. I think the last two probably got damaged mostly by the 12 centimeter skull fracture I have on the left side. I'll take a breath here for a few seconds because this always hits hard, even talking about it now. When I first heard all the clinical mumbo jumbo, I felt like I needed to become a brain surgeon myself to understand what was going on inside my head, even though my head and my brain wasn't mine for a long, long time. That sometimes isn't still. So what changed because of all the damage? Let me start with my speech. It is still like, how can I explain it? It's like talking to syrup. It's like the words feel sticky. Sometimes you can't, you know the word, you want to say the word, but it doesn't come out like you want to say it. Logic, that's out the window. Comprehension, that's out the window. It's way more difficult now than it was before. Sequential processing doesn't work like it ever did before. It worked before, but it doesn't work now like it should. It's like following a recipe or brushing your teeth, but it feels like you're laying like 20 puzzles at the same time. Then there's the reading, the writing, both, but especially reading. It's like hieroglyphs. It's all mumbo jumbo, like I said before. Then there's holding attention. That is difficult. It's like, for me now, trying to talk to you, it's like trying to hold water in my hands without spilling a drop. And that's how I feel most of the time, but especially now. But it's okay. I'll share a moment that I'll never forget. And it was in the beginning. I remember this because I said toothbrush, I think, before. I was holding a toothbrush. I just couldn't remember why I was holding it. I know I was planning something to do with it, but it's a toothbrush, right? And I knew what it was, but my brain just couldn't connect the dots. I think I walked back to the bathroom. I sat on the floor in the bathroom, and my energy just left my body. The only thing I did was cry. This is when I realized this injury, it didn't just steal my past, it stole my present too. Then there's sensory overload. And that became one of my nemesises. It's bright lights, it's loud noises, it's buzzy cafes, buzzy buses, how you ever want to say it. It's like a war zone for my senses. Laying on a beach once, being stormed by about 10 to 12 guys playing football, and immediately I had to drop my soda can. The sunlight also became way brighter, and it was like bees stinging in my eyes. The music they were playing blasted loud, so overloading my brain and all my senses, and then somebody's kid 10 meters away was screaming, and that was the nail on the coffin. I had to get up, had to run, dive into the water, and make all the sound go away just for a few seconds while I was underneath the water. Then standing there, looking out to the ocean, away from all the sounds, that really helped me at that point in time. Then it's the memory loss. I think it's one of the hardest things. I think my memory got chronically damaged too, and I guess I lost about 70 to 80% of my childhood and my teen years. So the memories I have now, they're like collages I made by somebody else. My sister once asked, remember how it felt when Dad always stroked your back while he was reading a book, a bedtime story? And I nodded. I knew the bedtime stories, but I didn't know the hand anymore. It was her memory. It's not mine. All the memories I now have are 99% stories told by others, by my parents, by my sisters, by my brother, or my loved ones. My memories like living in a house with the furniture of strangers. And that's tricky. And what is really tricky now is that my memory can be from old movies and photos and stories, and I've made them my memories, but they're not mine. I must say, after a decade living like this, that in the now, every memory I have is a blessing, even if it's a memory that was never mine in the first place. I take them, I cherish them, and they're mine. Then there's word finding problems or visual recognition too. And oh, they're a different special kind of hell. Faces, names, simple words, nouns and verbs, they're gone. The non-recallable words, it's those words that are at the tip of your tongue, but you just can't find. The file won't work, it's corrupted. Once I forgot the word refrigerator. I stood there trying to finish my sentence, pointing and saying, can you please put the food in the cold box? The food box, that thing. And my son laughed. I wanted to just die. Gladly he thought I was joking, and we made a joke about it. And over time I found ways to circumvent and build workarounds, like filler words. If I forget a word like waterfall, I think river, diving, rain, and my brain just connects those dots and finds waterfall. I would make gestures like miming steering wheel of a car or turning the key for driving. And I also have the 3-word associations, like in my first YouTube video, I think I shared it with names. I have a name, I have to connect Bali, cooking, and mussels, and the word clicks. These are tricky and they're not perfect. Sometimes I look like I'm having a stroke while miming something, but it's better than silence or feeling insecure. So the left temporal lobe got damaged, and that also messed with my somatic memory words retrieval, and it causes executive dysfunction, meaning losing a train of thought mid-sentence. Conversation could feel like driving a car without a steering wheel. You're moving, but no control. Social, I can't say work settings, but social settings, they were terrifying for the last 10 years, but especially the first 6. I avoided large groups of people like the plague. Now I push myself, show up, even if it's just for a few minutes. My progress and process isn't like I'm running a marathon. It's like me taking a step one at a time and resting again. Oh, wait, there's a kicker. There is fatigue, chronic fatigue. It's like a heavy blanket of tiredness crushing me. I call it a brain hangover. No warning, no mercy. I learned to watch for clues. For me, one is squinting my eyes. When this happens, I know I have to pause before I crash. And it helps. And what helps me is escaping to a quiet space, writing stuff down or journaling, even if it's scribbles. Breath work, inhale for 4, hold for 16, exhale for 8. Or focus on a full body scan. Stop doing a task or getting out of the conversation is usually part of the solution too. At home, I sometimes just lay on the floor, stare at the ceiling, and it's like resetting the router. It's not pretty, but effective, and it works for me. Then there's the reading. It even got harder. Blurry vision after about 5 to 10 minutes. I have to pair audiobooks with physical books. I read a page, then I listen to the audiobook. Trying to read Atomic Habits by James Clear, I think. It feels like I'm reading Shakespeare. Still, I do it because I don't try. I do. This life process, it's not perfection. One step at a time. Before my TBI, I had dyslexia. After my TBI, phonological dyslexia. This is the sounding out words, and I have service dyslexia too. So I mix up words and lines and then join all together in the dyslexia party. I remember that I read, I don't know what book it was, the word elephant instead of elevator. And it didn't commute for about 10 minutes. So what do? You laugh, you cry, or you do both. Doctors told me I had no chance of getting better, no full recovery. But after 3 years, a great neurologist said to me, your brain might rewire. Like a detour around a collapsed bridge. It felt like a fairy tale, but I clung onto it. These kinds of hopes give you oxygen if you're drowning like I was. Then 8 years into my recovery, the game changer. Nutrition, food. No doctors ever mentioned this to me. A friend of mine did. My brain is made out of 60% of fat. Omega-3s, polyphenols, olive oil, and fatty fish fuels the brain's recovery. I started with food fiber for my gut, a multi-immune food supplement, and best of all, a fatty fish supplement in liquid form. Now, after 1.5 years, I have a quieter mind. I have less anxiety. I function better. I focus better. I have less problems with word finding, and I can do this. Even if it's a 1% win, I'll take it. And I have a normal stool, and yes, I'm bringing up poop. Because why? Your gut health matters too. I wish I'd known this earlier instead of Doctors pushing things like speech therapy and cognitive training, which left me overloaded. I'd crash for days after a 1 hour session with them. For days. Therapy felt like tortured by a clown, I think. I think that's the best thing to say. I would smile, I would nod, I would pretend I was fine, and then walked out the door and collapsed riding my bike. I had to stop and sit in a park on a bench for hours, just staring at nothing, hoping my brain would reboot again. If friends or loved ones called and asked me, "Where are you?" I would whisper, "I'm lost." But say out loud, "I'm fine, I'm home soon." Healing isn't linear. It's trial and error. It's self-empowerment. Test what works for you. Things like diet change, walk in nature, no headphones, just sounds. Saying no without feeling guilty. To anyone listening, even your smallest efforts counts. Things like, did you take a shower today? It's a win. Did you eat? Win. Did you survive? Win. So before I go, I would love to leave you with a few tips that helped me go through the last decade. One is the hack with the word fillers. When a word vanishes, build new bridges. Try and do gestures. It is clinky or clunky, but it beats silence. Carry an escape route. When crowd feels like a war zone, plan your exit. Buy noise cancelling headphones. They really help me. Find quiet spots, even if it's in the house. Take 5-minute walks. Honor your brain's hangover before that heavy blanket comes. Time. Your battles. Time. 5 minutes on, 5 minutes off. You read for 5, you rest for 5. Track triggers, like squinting of the eyes, small pauses. They prevent multi-day crashes. Feed your brain. No one told me omega-3 polyphenols fatty fish help my brain. Read up on it. Do your best. Just ask me. Just ask anybody. I'll share what helped for me. Good food helps too. Celebrate surviving. Like I said before, did you shower? Did you eat? Did you sit on a beach for 4 hours? Did you hang out? Life is like jazz. It's chaotic, messy, but it's still beautiful. Find your tribe. Traumatic brain injury is lonely. Join a community. Progress is so important, even if it's just 1 minute. Therapy overwhelmed me. It may help you, but it overwhelmed me. So low stimulus options are an option. Remember, you're not a lab rat. Claim memories and own them. Your childhood might be borrowed from videos and photo albums. Claim those stories. They're yours now. Care about them. Cling to medical fairy tales like their oxygen. Doctors said I would never be better again. Then one whispered maybe. Your brain could rewire. Word finding problems. So don't let the bridges collapse and don't find a tour around them. Try and find it. Let it fuel you, not shame you. Yeah, let it fuel you, not shame you. Please subscribe, share, but most of all, share your story. Share it below, DM me, and let's build a tribe where progress means showing up, even if it's just for a second or a minute. I'll leave you with this. My brain isn't broken. My brain isn't broken. It's relearning its own rhythm. Sometimes it's a jazz solo, chaotic and improvised, and sometimes it's a lullaby, a soothing song. This is it for today. Take care, and I love to meet you somewhere in the world and share a story.